where the number one stood and fell mainly on Maxim and his straightforward path for revenge. When he was forced to bounce back from the bottom and fight his way back to the top to the Emperor himself, the number two suffers from the blurred motives and goals of all the characters. In a few places, the protagonist has to reassess his own role in the story, and the changes in these motivations do not always happen in an understandable way. At the same time, there are also moments when our main character is significantly relegated to the sidelines and acts only as a piece on the chessboard of bigger players. The viewer can sometimes lose clarity in the whole situation because the film itself loses concentration when it is not clear what is happening. Fortunately, these moments are not too many, and they are not long. On the contrary, the film flows beautifully most of the time and is entertaining. Ridley Scott is a skilled director who can create a wonderful illusion of history into which you are perfectly transported. His films are always a visual delight, which is also true here. All the actors are perfectly cast and do a very solid job with the material the filmmakers gave them. Paul Mescal is not just any star, but he coped well. Pedro Pascal shines even in a small space, and Denzel Washington once again shows that he is a master actor and steals all the scenes for himself. There's a lot of action spectacle, whether it's bigger battles or fights in the arena itself. The film offers a lot of different fight scenes, which sound really imaginative and great on paper. However, in the film, they are slightly lacking in their performance. It's not a bad event, but rather a mediocrity that will serve, but certainly won't set people off in any way. A fight with monkeys, a rhinoceros, or a fight in a flooded arena sounds great, but it lacks more atmosphere building. Most of the time, the fight will start, and before you immerse yourself in that moment, it will be over and over. It's a shame and an example of the fact that the pace of the film was sometimes too frantic and other times terribly tight. Gladiator 2 is a historical blockbuster that entertains, fulfills its purpose, and certainly does not embarrass its predecessor. If you are hesitating whether to go for it, I can only recommend it for myself. It may not appeal to everyone, but if you approach it without excessive expectations and without constant comparison with the first volume, I think you will have a great experience. 75 cents.